Alright.
Previously, the temperature was rising.
Fantastic. That didn't do what we thought he was going to do with it. How many times have we rebuilt this bike in?
4 now. 4.
Obviously we were making an okay amount of power, but this engine still wasn't right. High compression one cylinder, low compression the other. We were convinced that we'd hydrolocked it at the start of the year. And I thought I'd hydrolocked it then. So what I thought would happen is we'd bent a rod or twisted a crank or something, because it was high compression one side, low compression the other. So we pulled the whole engine out, we measured the piston to deck height for the cylinders, and it was perfect. There was nothing wrong with this bottom end whatsoever. So I was so confused. So we put it back together, and as we must have timed this thing 10 times on the bench. More than 10 times. Because what we couldn't understand is every time, well, we're following the standard Triumph process with all of the correct standard Triumph tools, and every time we rotated it more than 4 times, it was going out of timing, it was dumping a tooth. So what was actually happening was when you set the timing on these engines, you have to rotate them, and then it pings out the hydraulic cam chain tensioner. But what was happening with this particular engine, and bearing in mind how many engines have I built with these, like, got to be knocking on 30 of them, right?
Yeah.
And for some reason, every time this pinged out its cam chain tensioner, it was pinging it so hard, it was like, almost like whipping a hose. It was making the cam chain jump a tooth, and it's just baffling. So anyway, what we did in the end, didn't we? We set it so it pinged out, and then we set it back a tooth, and we spun it so it pinged out, and then it corrected itself. So wild, and then we adjusted it on the sprocket, didn't we, as a final adjustment. Just a baffling thing, completely not to the Triumph manual at all. And we had the whole engine out, so yeah, it was a big job. I mean, to be fair, well, I say a big job, a few days from it.
So LH Trading,
LH Trading?
That Love Honey package.
great power comes great responsibility.
Great, lots of time and effort and money. And oh, because all the ignition time is going to be out now as well.
I think that's cool. I'll leave it at that. Because it's got monster injectors in it, it's just gonna be upset.
It's going to hydrolock itself.
The most important part of a fresh engine is having it
Doing a
match.
burnout as soon as it starts.
It's not.
Driving it through a puddle of cold water.
Driving it through cold water and hydrolocking it.
All the YouTube about
Oh,
that.
we put some monster injectors in, but not the ones that we were supplied. We put in like actually matched EV14 injectors with the 24mm extension XT extension things, so they're perfect. We got the clamps on the thing, on the plenum, so it can't blow itself back off.
Explain the injectors in terms of what we were having issues with in the last video.
Oh, the injectors weren't big enough, were they? We were running them at 100% duty cycle, so we doubled the size. So
they were open fully all the time.
not all the time. Like, yeah, I mean they're open for 20 milliseconds, which is wild. So look, this thing's done, man. Back together. So in the van, get it gone. 200 horsepower, incoming. Sorry, I just figured out what the parasitic drain is on my old Jeep.
What's that?
This funny little ring here.
Let's have a look.
See, it's like,
Yeah.
that light's on, isn't it?
Yeah.
That takes about 4 days to run the battery now.
Right, well, you're not going to
It's
sell
sick.
it.
I'm in the Jeep because the Jeep's sick. What do you think? It does wheelie.
It does not wheelie.
That's sick. What's sick, YouTube? My old Jeep. I restored it with my little brother. I feel like if we go back to the dyno, right? He's just going to stand there for like 4 hours while he just does it and makes power.
Why don't you just give it to him and say he can make the power, and then when he gets 200 brake, we go pick it up and ride it?
Yeah, yeah. Should you just do that? Because otherwise it's just going to be loads of the same thing for me standing there 7 hours, plugging and fixing holes. But then everyone's going to go, oh, it doesn't really make 200 horsepower.
You'll get.
Maybe I'll just film the last part of the power run.
Fine.
Making some power. Right.
So we saw 155 at the wheel just then.
Yeah.
So clutching up there. That is just by putting the rev limiter up 200 RPM.
I was going to say
it's just crashing into it, yeah. Just crashing into it.
We revved these to 7.5.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Where are we at now?
Well, the thing is it comes in 500 RPM before it says it does.
Right.
So the limiter on the screen says 7,000, but it was actually starting to come in at 6.5. So I've put it up by another 400.
Yeah.
And we're into 7,200. So a bit more revs.
I'd rev it. I'm happy to continue revving.
Yeah. Let me optimise the fueling a little bit more.
Welcome back, everyone,
Yeah.
to this video, because, well, this was a little bit unexpected. I actually came to drop off some Walkman.
Sweet sauce.
And Dan had it all set up, and I said, you know what, well, let's have a little play whilst we're here. So, yeah, now we're here.
Between us,
I take one phone call when I come back and you're making...
Extra.
What?
155.
Over 150 at the wheel, yeah.
Yeah, 150 odd horsepower at the wheel. Because we've raised the rev limiter, because, you know, we did... This was revving, I swear we were revving this in the 8000 as an NA engine. So, we'll see. Anyway, having a play really, aren't we? And just trying to blow it up, and yeah, just the only thing that seems to come loose is the indicator at the moment, which is fixed now. So, cool. We'll let it cool off.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do.
You reckon we're going to hit that elusive 200 today?
Well, I don't know about 200. That feels like that's a bit strong.
I'm looking for 160 at the wheels.
Yeah, I mean, I think realistically, you know, I mean, let's be honest. Cerakote, what are these bikes? 83 horsepower, right? That's not the wheel. That's going to be at the crankshaft. So with a normal motorcycle, chain-driven motorcycle, you can account for about 12% drivetrain losses. So, you know, Triumph realistically at the wheel are going to be at what, 74-ish, 73 horsepower at the wheel. We're at 151 on the last run. So, yeah, we're double. We can go for some more. Like I say, we never really built this. Wasn't a WFB project. This was a Boost Dawg project. This was just a fun, let's just make our own one for fun and see what it does. So, that's going to be a very fun motorcycle to ride. That's for sure. And it looks cool, doesn't it? So, we'll bump the numbers up, see what we get to.
Okay.
one.
The dynos was set to stop recording.
Ah,
So the power was still going up, it just didn't record it.
we'll let it cool down and do another one then, yeah?
What was that?
That was past 160 at the wheel.
Yeah,
I saw it.
that was quite comfortably 163 at least. The dyno stopped recording, we didn't change the dyno. We upped the RPM on the rev limit, but we didn't change the dyno to measure up to that RPM. The RPM stopped at what, 6.8?
On the dyno, yeah.
So we actually revved it for another 7.5. Another Richard from TTS beat me with his 50 years of experience. Oh, there he is. Swinging the devil.
Too much power, Richard.
We didn't change the dyno. We revved it to what it's revved to normally. Or it's just making it harder for us. So we can't beat him.
I should give you start and finish,
Yeah,
7,000
good,
revs,
good.
that's good. Yeah. Now, let's see some horsepower.
Come on
See
then.
some horsepower.
Let's see it.
Okay, the fan on.
And 131 foot-pound.
That's 190 at the wheel.
There you go. Wow. Yeah.
Getting there,
Well.
getting there.
You can nearly say it's nearly 200 at the crank, maybe.
Yeah, it's getting up there.
Would you say 12%, Richard, about that for a chain?
Yeah, 12% chain and tyre drag. It'd be worth revving it out to like 7.5.
I don't mind, yeah. We're not tailing off too much.
Frimpson runs to 7.8.
They do, yeah.
So
Standard
same
Frimpson.
engine.
Yeah, well,
I'll do it, I don't mind it. We've got spare engines.
Yeah.
You might as well.
why didn't you ask the viewers?
Yeah. What do you think, viewers? Oh wait, I made a decision for you. We're doing it.
If,
That was a horrible sound.
Yeah, it wasn't nice. However, we did make 170 horsepower at the wheels, which is going to give us what, 12%. Well, let me tell you exactly what that is. 190.4 at the crankshaft.
Yeah.
Fine. Right, that's enough of that.
round up to the nearest 100.
I can't be asked to
200.
rebuild it again. When you round it up, it's 200, isn't it? Right guys, so there we go, Boost Dawg all done and dusted, mostly. We got a little bit of tinkering to do. Gonna finish off the belt guard. We got to make some brackets, tidy everything up and make it properly Thornton 100. But I'm super happy with just over 170 horsepower at the wheel, considering we have no air-to-air intercooler on this. We just have the water method and that really neat little system there. So if you like this video, guys, make sure you click the like button as well. Click that subscribe button because it really does help us moving forward to continue to create this content for you. Let me know what you think in the comments about this Boost Dawg system as well. If there's any changes you make, if you're a tuner, if you think we did anything wrong, if you liked anything that we did or you learned something that you didn't know as well. So stay tuned to see what we're going to get up to with this bike because it's going to be absolutely epic. And in the next video, we're going to do the first ride and test it in one of the coolest locations in the UK as well. So stay tuned for that one and we'll catch you in the next one.